Hi and welcome to November's edition of Outfitter Tales. I'm unfortunately not going to be featured in this episode because some of us are actually back up in Argyll working. The man behind the camera obviously is now behind the camera for now, but what I just wanted to say was thank you to Carl and the guys at Animal Transit Boxes. They've just sent me this little parcel. You've probably seen me already with my tray. And they've now sent me all the straps and stuff for the deer drag bag. So this is all the drag stuff. I presume this is the sled attachments, which I've already got on already. So
yeah, you sure you got a spare cover now then?
Yeah. No, it's not a cover. This is just a little bag with all the drag ropes and stuff in it. And obviously loads of promotional material, which we'll leave lying around everywhere. But thank you guys, much appreciated. Obviously I'm going back up now to start quite heavily on the hinds, so this is going to come in massively helpful. Cheers guys, thank you.
Out here in South Ayrshire in the Galloway Hills, the weather and terrain can really test your kit. The Tasso are made for it. Bogs, burns and brambles, these just handle it. What I like about the boot most is the balance. It's light enough to wear all day, but yet strong enough to cope with whatever the ground can throw at you. For me, the Tasso is the ideal stalking boot. Comfortable out of the box, obvious quality, and designed here in the Galloway Hills.
Able to see it.
Oh yeah.
Got it?
Yep.
Right, so it's just on the bit of a gully. Maybe lift up a little bit. It's behind the rushes, right just in the bottom of the gully.
It's just on, it's sort of in between, it's between the, it's on the back of the rushes in the grass field, but you just can't see it. It's the back of a, there it's come up now. Got it? Got it? Right, wait. There you go. There you go. Well done. So we've got Max now supervising the more accomplished and experienced shot, Lindsay.
It's through on now.
We'll get it. See if this will support it. Think so. We'll find out in a minute. So literally, the tip here is put your finger under there, So you find where the diaphragm skirt ends, like there, so then I can not penetrate in anything and I can come back up then. Nice and neat. And then this one will just come off, and there we go. Deer's griped itself.
Nice.
So lovely and clean. You can actually do the examination while it's hanging there.
Yeah.
And there we go.
That was easier than the one yesterday.
Yeah, it's a younger deer. Slightly less bone.
So I can just look between where the light coloured sort of silver birch is. There's a gap. Just look into that gap. That gap. Track it. Aye! Good. Well done.
Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty dark, so I don't know how much of this you can see, but that's your first fallow, so well done.
Yes, thank you very much.
We'll head back and get the car and we'll get out again in the morning. But the thing about that is usual, the horse is just about to knock the camera over. Good lad. No.
Stay there.
Stay there. So we'll head back to the car and we'll, I think the rain's coming in, but we'll try again in the morning. I'm just going to stop this because the horses are trying to eat the camera. These Quest H50R, I'm absolutely super impressed. You can actually positively identify the deer. Several muntjac moving around in this area this morning at first light, and I've got some of the footage on here so you'll be able to see that. Good, right, so not entirely according to plan with the weather conditions and the diversions, so you're late getting here, but we've had quite a nice stalk this morning and a nice stalk yesterday evening.
It was really nice. First time in a high seat, which was really good. So I had a very pleasant evening last night, sat up there. Not quite as long as what we'd hoped, but off the back of Storm Amy, it was not the easiest drive up here.
Devastated roads, trees down, diversions, flooding. Anyway, you got here in the end.
But it was good, and I really enjoyed just sat there, enjoying nature, having a go on the thermal binoculars. That's obviously a skill within itself, so getting used to those. And then this morning, really enjoyable, different terrain, beautiful scenery. And obviously we saw a few groups of deer, but it was just not sort of lined up perfectly for us. We were a bit too close, weren't we?
Yeah, the first group, we
lot.
just got too close into them, and you know, and then the second group, awkward to see, difficult to see, because you had to kind of crawl and get the rifle on the bipod.
Yeah.
Which again, it's all. The deer have got to be in the right place. You can see that clearly this morning.
Yeah.
And the first group, I said, it was just too close. You're not going to get away with that.
That's it. No.
I mean, they've clocked you. I mean, the dog. It was the dog, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying before over breakfast, like the dog's absolutely fantastic. Like, spend half the time watching her because she will pick up on something way before even yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
So she's just fantastic. And then I think for me, it's all still learning because I'm going between using the thermal, naked eye, watching you, watching the dog, and sort of picking up, even as well, like looking at the ground now. So on the way back up,
getting the sign.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, that red stag been thrashing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's all so good. Well, it's just nice to be out there, isn't it? I mean, to be fair,
Exactly.
It could have been a lot worse. I mean, it wasn't that bad, the weather.
Yeah,
It
no,
was focused.
when I woke up this morning, it was tipping it down. I thought, oh God, this might be a bit heavy. But we were actually pretty lucky. It opened up. Here's the dog running up
There's
now,
Joshua
isn't
coming
she?
in there,
Bless
say
her.
hello, yeah.
No, it was nice actually. And again, for me, it's just great to be getting out and testing the gear as well.
Yeah,
Hello, darling.
yeah. So she's wants a bit of a fuss now.
There we are, yeah.
Probably can't see her on camera, she's out of shot. But yeah, so what I want to talk about is you've obviously just started out. This is your third time out stalking, which is okay. She's fine. Third time out stalking, but you started the PDS1. So
Yes.
just to explain to people that don't know, PDS1 proficiency deer stalking certificate level 1 is now an alternative to DSC level 2. And I've said many times, I'll say it again, I don't care which qualification people take,
Yeah.
as long as they take one, because I think it is important.
Yeah.
It just protects everybody, gets everybody out on the right road.
Yeah.
What you do after you've done and passed an exam, it's like a driving test. You know,
Yeah.
you take your driving test to get out on the road with a car. We all wouldn't pass a driving test now, but we've had to take one in the first
Yeah,
place. So
yeah.
I think the stalking qualifications are good. Doesn't matter which one we've taken. I think for a lot of people now there's an alternative. The PDS one does offer. It's a little bit more online
Yeah,
orientated.
for someone like me, I think obviously running the business, very, very busy, just day to day.
Yeah.
Sat in front of a computer as well. I think it's difficult sometimes, and I'm busy on the road to sort of earmark 2-3 days where I'd maybe go and do my DSC one. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it maybe in the future, but what I really like about this is that I can break it down into bite-sized chunks.
Yeah.
If I wanted to spend 3-4 days hammering it, I'm sure I could get
could,
through.
yeah.
But actually for me it's nice because the first module was on understanding why we need to control populations, and actually from coming at it from complete novice background, it's really just interesting.
Yeah.
But I think to do it all in one go, it would be quite overwhelming.
Yeah.
Whereas actually I can go back to it. It's very sort of there's tests that you can do at the end of the modules. It's not just text. It's not just reading. There's videos. There's sort of bite-sized chunks, and I think I'm going to enjoy going through that process, but at my own pace.
Yeah.
So I could do it in a few weeks, or I could just span it over the next 6 months.
Point is, you've got the option, haven't you?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
And I think to my, if I was coming into it, to be honest with you, the way you're doing it now, I mean, you've been out with me quite a bit. You're a good shot. You've done the rifle
Yeah.
bit. So to tag in now a bit of formal learning in
Yeah.
the process, which puts a lot of bit of flesh on the bones, like stuff
Yes.
you've been asking me. You think, oh yeah, right, okay, I
Yeah.
can relate to that. I think it's actually probably quite
Yeah.
a nice way to do it.
For me, it's perfect because we're coming and I'm doing a bit of the practical side of stuff, and then as I'm reading stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, Chris mentioned that, or I'm starting to recognise maybe why you're doing certain things.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm sure each time I come out, that knowledge base, it's just layering on top of that, which
I
is...
think the classic example of that, which sort of sets that in stone a little bit, is we're coming out of the forest today, and there's a pine tree, a Scots pine
Yeah.
on the right hand side that had been battered
Yeah.
by a red stag. So we're right in the middle of the red stag
Yeah,
rut.
yeah.
You probably haven't got to that bit in the module yet when you're talking about the habit of deer
Yeah,
basically and
yeah.
the ecology of deer. And there's a classic example
Yeah.
of some stroppy stag whose testosterone fueled up to
Yeah.
the heck at the minute is knocking 7 bells out of a tree.
Yeah.
You know, a few months ago he'd have walked past that tree and wouldn't even give it a second glance.
No, exactly.
Now you're thinking,
Yeah, I mean, a few months ago, I didn't even know the different species of deer,
Well,
to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
So, and that's obviously part of it as well, like sexing them and understanding the differences between them. Like, I think that is a basic one, male and female. I wouldn't have a clue before, but I'm
now
starting
you-
to recognise it.
all right,
yeah.
so easy process, registering and getting on with it?
Yeah.
No issue with that at all?
No,
I mean, I'm
no,
asking
it's
because, like I said, Max has done it now. He's sort of guinea pig.
Yeah.
And you're a guinea pig. Both people who are coming into novices,
Yeah,
complete
yeah.
novices. Just interesting to see how you find it. Because at the end of the day, you know, the guys that run it, Hunting and Shooting Academy, it's nice to a little bit of feedback for them as well. If there's
yeah.
something you think, oh well, that perhaps maybe that would have been better if they'd done it a different way around. But
Yeah.
it seems as though it's pretty
No,
seamless.
I like it. I think it's just, like I say, easy to use. I like that it's not just purely reading. I think the fact that they got little tests, I believe at each end of each module.
Yeah.
So you do have to pay a bit of attention. And I think it helps. I think if I didn't do it alongside coming out with you, maybe I would prefer to do one where I would go and do the practical over a few days. But actually the fact that I'm coming here as well, it's a good balance between the two.
Yeah, it works well.
Or
yeah.
I can imagine maybe going through the process, but then I'd still like to get out and do something as well.
I think you're right. I think it's the way to do it. I think it's the best way to learn.
Yeah.
You know, you've got the theory, then the practical just intertwined. Like you say, if you want to cram it, you can cram it.
Yeah, yeah.
People probably doing that, to be honest with you, the ones that I speak to, and I'm looking back to DSC level 1, the people that are in that category generally have probably got a bit more experience stalking. Some of them have been stalking for a long time, and for whatever reason decided they needed to get qualification.
Yeah.
So they're coming to it from a totally the opposite side. Just flexibility in it. You've got the options.
Do you think there's any sort of people that have done day stalking for a long time, whether they would maybe look down the nose at this type of learning, or...
You will always get that, I think, with anything in life.
Yeah.
When something new comes in,
there's always a bit of resistance.
Oh, yeah, there's a bit of resistance. There'll be people that are pro one and pro the other, and there'll be people that don't know anything about it that want to comment on it, which that's what annoys me. Everybody can have an opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I said, I provide both training courses.
I think it's really good actually that you're using a couple of people as like guinea pigs. You're asking for honest feedback, and you actually want to tell these guys like, right, this works, this doesn't work. I think that's better before you pass judgment.
Yeah.
Which was the whole point why I wanted to get involved in deer stalking in the beginning, was just so that I could pass judgment, having sort of at least experienced it a little bit.
Yeah, you might have come along and said, I don't like that. That's fine. I respect that.
Yeah.
You know, we've had breakfast this morning. We're eating sort of our own produce and venison and all the rest of it, and you know, it's just a great selling point. But some people may not like that. They might not buy into that, and I have got no issue with that at all.
Well, before I came, I wasn't sure how I was going to react. Like when I first shot a deer, you just don't know. And also, like I said to you before, I didn't know whether we were going out there and we were just literally willy-nilly shooting whatever we came across and what the deal was, and also how many of them there are. I just had no clue.
Yeah. It's a conversation I have a lot.
Yeah.
It's a conversation I have a lot. And running a bed and breakfast for over 20 years, where I've said this so many times, we've got tourists and visitors and workmen and stalkers sat around the same table.
Yeah.
And the conversations are great. And I never, really, it's never been an issue. And when people, deer stalking is easy to justify.
Yes, yeah.
You know, deer basically, numbers have increased. We've created the ideal habitat for them. Man has interfered with nature, and you know, so therefore man is part of nature, by the way. I was picked up on that the other day. It's quite rightly. We are part of nature. We seem to be screwing it up quite well.
Yeah.
So we're therefore unfortunate we've got to sort of manage deer, and for the welfare of deer themselves, we need to shoot a few. You've seen that.
Yeah.
And then we eat them.
I think perhaps people, because you don't see deer just all over the show until you sort of go into their habitat, and then you do realise that there is a hell of a lot of them. But like you said before, where we've been previously, people maybe aren't aware of how many there are on that land. But then once we'd sort of gone in a little bit, you suddenly realise, God, there's a pocket there, pocket there. Like we came across, there's probably 20 that we saw that evening alone.
In a little wood in the middle of Yorkshire. In the middle of a very busy area part of Yorkshire. You're trying to avoid walkers and dogs to try and get to safe shot to a deer and horses.
Exactly. Yeah.
which was interesting. Oh, that's good. So really, then the other thing is why I'm wearing this jacket.
Yes.
We've got a bit of news, really.
Yes. So Chris very kindly has introduced us to the lovely people that organise the stalking show, and this year we're going to hopefully have a stand together. So we're going to put together a really, really nice giveaway. We won't say exactly what, but we're sort of cooking something up at the moment. So hopefully we can get as many people down as possible onto our stand, come and have a conversation, perhaps help yourself to a goodie bag, enter the competition, and it should be a good weekend.
Yeah, I mean, everything's not totally set in stone yet, but it's going to happen. going to happen. It's
I
the great
believe so.
look. If you talk to any stalkers now, and I'm not decrying any of the other shows, but the stalking for stalkers, the stalking show is the show to go to, and everybody that I know, stalking wise, stalking orientated, are heading off there. I mean, I don't think you've done it this time.
No, this would be the first one. So, well, I'd sort of said to Chris anyway, I'd like to just go as a punter because obviously I'm very interested now, and I know Matt and my brother Robert as well, he's after going. So that was sort of where it came from, and then we just thought, you know what, the more we get into it, let's just, at the end of the day, we're selling the apparel and the boots, we might as well.
Now you know why you need good
exactly,
kit.
Exactly.
You've been in proper stalking this
Yeah,
morning.
well, today it was quite funny actually, because Chris obviously wears the sort of taller boots, and I'd just got on the sort of shooting boots, but not tall at all, they're just low ones. Yeah. And you were ahead of me, and I suddenly noticed your foot just disappear sort of halfway up your calf.
Without getting water in the top
yeah,
of
and I thought that's not going to be fun, and then I took one step and instantly regretted it.
There's a reason why we need high boots.
Yeah, and I think there is women's stalking boots out there, but they're a lot harder to come by, so I just need to see what we've got that sort of they do smaller sizes.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's, from my perspective, it's great because you're the guys that are supplying people. And interestingly, we're starting to see you on stalking sites now.
Yes, yeah.
So the word is getting out there, and some of the offers, I mean, they're fantastic. Some cracking. It's good gear. You're selling good gear. Well, you don't sell rubbish.
No,
but it's nice that you're out in the field putting it to the test.
Exactly.
And then you know.
Yeah.
You don't want to be out on a morning like this morning. Yeah. When your gear's not up to it.
Exactly.
And you're uncomfortable.
Exactly. No,
and then the other big thing, we'll not talk about it now, I haven't got long enough, but the other big thing is layering.
Yes.
People do not understand layering.
Yeah.
Clothing is easy, you just need to layer. Mountaineers have got it, hill walkers have got it, stalkers seem to be slow getting onto it. And I take guests out all the time and they're going stalking in that environment where and they've got too much clothing on. And they're like puffing Billy.
Yeah, I think the idea of sort of stepping out first thing and needing to be warm straight off the bat is the opposite of what you want. You want to be getting out of the vehicle and feeling cool. A little bit chilly, but knowing that you're going to be on the move, so you're going to get warm.
And you're not moving quickly, we're moving slowly.
No, but even so, the terrain like today, obviously some of those sort of steep parts, you start to get your heart's racing and you start to feel a bit toasty. Just thinking if you've got a big thick fleece on, but layering is key, and the base layers, which I know you're going to cover at some point.
Yeah, well, I want to do a thing about base layers because it's something that people just don't grasp it. And it's important. It's really important. You want to be. It can be an extreme environment. All right, you're not that far from the car, and it's not like you're up in Monroe 3 or 4 hours out. But you can find yourself in a situation you are quite. We've done quite a lot. We've been a long way this morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you don't want to be uncomfortable.
No.
Overheating. Because that you get sweat then, and the whole experience is just not nice. It's not pleasant.
Yeah.
And it's not rocket science. Anyway, we'll
they say about good kit, no such thing as bad weather, right?
Yeah, yes, absolutely right. Right, so probably watch this space on the stalking show. News to follow, and your stalking journey will. We've tried for a red this time, so you've got fallow, you've got roe. Could have had another roe this morning, but awkward. And we were trying for red this morning, but it had happened for whatever reason. That means the journey has to continue.
Absolutely. No, enjoying it. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. Great to see you. And we'll get Matt and the rest of the team up here early part of next year.
Yeah,
Do some sim stalking. So watch this space for more news.
Good stuff.